Good afternoon. Happy Monday. Happy late 4th of July. Welcome in. Welcome in. Hope you all are doing well. Hope you had a great weekend. Hope you celebrated the 250th. That's pretty awesome. So hope you had some fireworks, some hot dogs, or whatever you got into the weekend. I hope it was fun. We got orders to ship out, a whole bunch of orders to ship out because the post office was closed, as you probably know, on Saturday. So we have 3 full days worth of orders to ship out. Last time I shipped was Friday around noontime. So 72 hours worth of sales on eBay, Poshmark, and Mercari, and Chris@peak.com. We're going to ship out all those orders here in the live. I'm going to show you exactly what sold. I'm going to tell you how much it sold for. I'm going to tell you how much I paid for those items. I'm going to tell you how long they took to sell. And I'm going to tell you how much I profited on these items too. So a good, honest glimpse into my reselling business. We do this every Monday, right around noontime Eastern time. So welcome in. Let me know, how was the weekend? What was your favorite food over the weekend? Like, what was your favorite 4th of July snack? Welcome in, Pam. Welcome in. Good to have you. Finally catching you live. Well, welcome in, Pam. Do you also resell? Let us know, what sort of stuff do you resell to? Jack is in the house. You're here like right at the beginning. Let's go. Let's go. I don't have to wait for all the Jack energy. Hope you're well, Jack. What was what did you get into for 4th of July? Anything fun? I want to hear about it. How are sales, y'all? What's happening? I love hearing what's going on with your business. And of course, if you get any questions, I'm here for the questions. I do this live just to give you a good, honest glimpse into my business. And hopefully you walk away with, I don't know, a little tidbit of information that you can use to start or grow your reselling business. So that's what this live is all about. Been doing it for years. I don't even know how many years it's been right at this point, but for years we've been running this live, and I'm glad that you keep coming back for one more. So welcome in, everybody. Welcome in. Welcome in. Let me know how the weekend was, and talk to me about your best 4th of July snacks. I want to hear about it. Hopefully you sell some fireworks too. First time catching you live as well. Well, welcome in. Jay Trustwell, let us know, what sort of stuff do you resell? And yeah, let us know, how's business over there. All right, we're going to start first. Actually, you're the boss for just a moment. Let me know. Made some chopped sandwiches. That's chopped brisket. How come I didn't get an invite, man? I would have come over for that. That sounds great. You're the boss for just a moment. Let me know what we're going to ship first. eBay, Poshmark, Mercari, or Chris@peak.com. Just type it down. Start with first one I see that says eBay, Mercari, Poshmark, or Chris@peak. That's where we'll start, but we'll ship everything. Don't you worry. I got to print out these eBay labels. I think I still have a Mercari label to print out too, actually. Swiss is in the house. What's up, Swiss? I'll be down in North Carolina, Virginia for a bit. Currently pillaging Maryland Goodwills. Nice. So are you like stringing together a big trip? Is that what's happening? Hope you're getting some good stuff. That's awesome. Good day. Happy birthday, America. That's right, Mark. 250 years. Let's go. Let's go. Beautiful country, isn't it? Had a cookout early. We chowed, went to the flea market, and I went home. Old lady went back to see the fireworks. Somebody was talking about this the other day, like how funny it is to like refer to somebody as the old lady. I love that though. It makes me chuckle every time. Sounds like a good weekend to me. K-Way says 3-pound thing with USPS may be over. They are sending an additional charge. Oh no, that's crazy. That's crazy. That is crazy. Well, thanks for that update. Poshmark in. Hi, you got it. We'll do Poshmark first. I see that came in first, so we'll go with my kid's fault. You're the boss for just a moment. Thanks for being here. Appreciate it. Mendy's in the house. We had brisket. We'll do eBay right after Poshmark. How about that? We had brisket street tacos or something like that. They filled the shell and fry it. It was killer good. I love that. My favorite meal over the weekend, we went to one of our favorite restaurants in the area called Shine in Hendersonville, and I had a ribeye sandwich, and I had a pour of Weller. I had a Weller Full Proof, which was just delicious, by the way, if you care. Homebound today, so I get to hang around for a live chat. That's awesome. Hope you're having a good day. I appreciate you being here live this time. Full-time job got me in Virginia. Gotcha. They're just carting you around all over the place. We have been together almost 30 years. She is older. End of story. It makes sense. You make sense. I'm with you. She calls me all kinds of names. That I believe. And those are probably well-deserved too. Primarily men's and women's clothing, but I also a little bit of everything. Got it. 16 items sold over the weekend, shipping this morning. Nice. Reselling since February. Well, sounds like you got a good hustle going on over there. I love it. Thank you for sharing. That's good stuff. Closer to Homemade is in the house. What is happening? Third Thrift 18. What's up? How are you? Welcome in. All right. So you said Poshmark first. So let me put these eBay ones out of the way here. we're going to do Posh, Mark, because that's what you said. Let's just start. This is an interesting one. Let's start with this one. So I shared this find with you on a photo post, I don't know, maybe a week ago, a few days ago. I don't remember how long it was, but remember this Untuckit shirt with the Oliver lobsters. I did a post. I said, pick or pass. And I feel like most people said pick on this one. Untuckit's one of those brands that kind of, I don't know, it's like polarizing. Some people love it. Some people hate it. You can put me in the I love it crowd. Nice bread and butter piece. This one sold really fast. Let me just find the sale. There's a lot of sales. Y'all buckle up. We're going to be at this for a little while. Get yourself your favorite drink. I'm going to find this sale. I swear to it. It sold for 21 bucks. Here it is. It took 12 days to sell. 12 days to sell total on this one. So lobster all over print. Probably going to Maine, right? That would be my guess. Is it going to Maine? It's going to Virginia. It's going to Virginia. Close enough, I suppose. So we're going to ship out all these Poshmark orders first. We'll switch over to eBay after that. We'll ship some coffee somewhere in the middle of that all too. I'm going to drop right now down below in the chat a link to all our recommended reselling supplies. So boom, you just tap that link right there and it will take you to, this is all the stuff that we use for our business. Shipping supplies, you know, photo lights, this desk that I'm shipping off of, all our storage stuff, shelves, all these things. Even the stuff that we use for YouTube and content creation is all linked there. So it's stuff that we use and recommend to other resellers too. Full list, you'll find everything there. This is going to Daniel in Virginia. Thank you, Daniel. And we got the first sale of the day going out the door. Buckle up. We got a lot of stuff. We got some great sales today. Some really unexpected sales, some wintertime sales. Got some heavy hitter like blazers. Got a suit going out the door. It's going to be a great day of sales. Some surprising stuff too. So buckle up and thanks for joining in. Thought it was doom and gloom. Only had 3 sales up to noon on Sunday. End of the weekend with 16. That's nice, Mark. So I had a good Friday, actually a great Friday. A slower 4th of July, Saturday. And then like a slow start to yesterday, just like you. And then it just kept rolling. Like it just kept rolling all the way through the evening. I went to bed and orders were still rolling in. It was a really good Sunday, excuse me. Let me give you some stats here. So the 3rd, I sold 12 items on the 3rd, 8 on the 4th on Saturday, and then yesterday 14 rolled in the door, and we already got four from today already too. So it's actually been a really good start to July. I already got 65 orders out so far in July. So that's good. I was expecting this week to be a downturn. If you were in last week's live, I said, hey, warning, you know, you might see a slow couple of weeks here. It just tends to be slow as people are traveling and spending more time and money on experiences than they are on things. And, but I mean, I've had a great week. I hope you have too. Really good start to July. I'm glad you had a good day yesterday, Mark. Same. Gotcha. My Friday was amazing too. Slow Saturday and Sunday. Gotcha. I did hit the thrifts this weekend and scored. Everyone took off and I didn't. I thought about that too, but I was like, you know what? I'm going to be one of those people that's going to take it off. And I did. And I enjoyed it off. Long day driving, 13 hours funeral. Gotcha. Sorry to hear that. I guess I'm pleased that you get an opportunity to go celebrate somebody's life, but sending prayers to you and your fam and friends and those who are affected. But gosh, 13 hours a day of driving is that's rugged, but it's for good reason, I suppose. So all right, our next order is going out, just a bread and butter piece here, Polo Ralph Lauren. So that lobster shirt from Untuckit took 12 days to sell. I paid $5 for it. It sold for 21 on Poshmark. So Poshmark's going to take $4.20 in fees. So we'll just call it, they're going to pay me out $17. And I paid $5, so I'll make about $12 on that first one. Next one out the door, and that's like pretty typical stuff. Where is this polo? Here it is. There's a lot of stuff to ship out today, y'all. Polo Ralph Lauren here. This model is called the Phillip. Doesn't really matter, but this is a button up. You can see how it doesn't have buttons on the collar. So this is a button up as opposed to a button down. Nice kind of gingham check pattern, men's size extra large on this. And this sold for price. I promise you it was a price. $19. This was on a Nifty best offer. So I had this one listed for $22. Nifty sent an automatic 10% off offer to this person who watched the item. That was Richard. and that closed the deal for me. So love that tool on Nifty. We have, I think, a lot of those over the weekend. I also ran a 10% off sale over the weekend on like 1,000 items on eBay. So what we'll see is a couple things. Some things just sold 10% off, but other things sold for 10% off, and then the Nifty 10% off on top of that. So basically like some 20% off sales over the weekend, which I love. Some people talk about when they run a sale, they'll turn off like the auto offers on Nifty. And I'm like, no, this is like older inventory. So where it's out of season inventory. So I'm like, I want that 10% plus the 10% on some of them. So some people got a 10% off deal. This one's 10% off because this was Poshmark. I didn't have a sale on Poshmark, but this is that Nifty best offer. But some people, some stuff got bought for 10% off. Other stuff got bought for 20% off on the sale over the weekend. And I'm happy with all those outcomes. I did not put like fresh inventory on that sale, just stuff that's kind of sat around a little bit or it's off season. So I guess there was some fresh off season stuff that I marked down too. So that contributed to a good weekend, I think, too. Wondering if yourself or viewers charge a handling fee. I think you're asking about eBay, and no, I've never charged a handling fee. Found 7 sets of fig scrubs. I was at the counter checking out while they rolled out a new rack. Had to stop and grab them all. Nice. How much did you get the full sets for? That's awesome. Do you set a minimum for yourself when flipping? $10. Tell me more about what you're asking. Like, how much am I willing to pay for an item? I'm not really sure what you're asking. More context, por favor. Next up is another Polo Ralph Lauren. I made a photo post about this one too, and I said pick or pass. And most people, I think, said pass on this one. And this one sold really quickly too. So this is the Polo Ralph Lauren quarter zip. It's called the Estate Rib is the model. And it's got the pony on the chest right there, 100% cotton. You can see like that little leather pull tab right there, or zipper tab. And this was a quick sale too. What was interesting about this one, it's a men's size medium, but it has a High Point University embroidery right here. High Point University is a private university in High Point, North Carolina, and it happens to be a school with a lot of rich alumni and therefore a lot of rich students. And it's like, yeah, it's a high-end school. It's an expensive private school, and it has like a really sort of the way they've designed the school. It's really designed to attract rich people. There's a steakhouse on campus, like a really nice steakhouse on campus. It's that kind of place. So a lot of people said they would pass on this because of the High Point University embroidery. And I picked it up. Well, I would have picked it up with or without it, but I saw that High Point University logo it's kind of like a Good Country Club logo. And like, that's a selling point to the right buyer. So this one sold in 5 days on Poshmark, and it went for full asking price, $26 on this. So actually, no, sorry, that was a Nifty best offer. So this one sold for 10% off. I had it priced at $29. So 5 days to sell, and a lot of people said they'd pass on it because of that embroidery. But that's one of those things. Embroideries can be a really good selling point as long as it's the right embroidery. If this was like Joe's Towing and that was on the sleeve, that's not a good embroidery. It's not going to help the item sell, right? But a private university with a lot of rich alumni and a lot of rich parents, yep, I'm going to grab that. So that's the story behind that. I had a feeling that would sell quick, and some people in the comments of that post did get it right. You know, they were like, hey, High Point is rich university, big dollars, big dollar alumni, big dollar parents. I'm like, yep, you got it. It is. It's a really nice campus. I've visited the campus before. Chris, I've listened to you on my mower every week. Nice. Love the content. Your recommendation on Nifty has helped my sales big time. Love hearing that, Woody. That's great. You know, I wouldn't recommend it if I didn't think it's going to help you make more money and make more sales. I like that you're out on the mower. We're hanging with you on the mower today. Hopefully you're not sweating your face off too much. Boy, we've had some hot weather across the country, haven't we? I'm going to drop down below in honor of Wood Guy here. I'm going to, on the mower, I'm going to drop the link to my invite link to Nifty. So Nifty's my cross lister tool. It's also AI listing tools. It's also automation tools, and it's analytics all built into one subscription. I just dropped a link for a free trial down below. With that link, you can try it for free for 7 days. If you like it, then you'll get 15% off your first month. All you got to do is tap that link and get your free trial started. I think you'll see some great results just in those first 7 days. Who knows? In the first 7 days, it could pay for your subscription for the whole first month, because you're going to see extra sales and you're going to get like time savings out of it too. So for me, it typically pays for itself in the first day or two of every month, just in the extra profits that it earns me in that first day or two. This month, it took 1 day to pay for itself. And now for the rest of July, it is 100% free. You got $4 and 8-piece set. Nice. I like it. All after minimum profit after fees and cost of goods. I tried it. It's a tricky question. If it's a one-off item, I'm trying to keep it at like $9-10 as the minimum. But multi-quantity items, I'll take a lower profit per item, because I can list the item as like, I'll make $5 off an item if I can get 12 of them, right? Because then one listing, quantity 12 times 5 is $60 off the time it takes me to list one item. So it kind of just depends. If I think it's a fast mover, maybe I'll go below that sometimes too. But if it's like really in season and all that. Hi, I'm excited to find the Todd Snyder linens. I was so excited to find the Todd Snyder linen suit. When I started the photos, the pants had a hemmed leg and a untouched one. Hope my alteration lady can figure it out. The jacket is perfect. Nice. I'm sure you'll figure that all out. I probably would have just sold it as is personally, but if you got somebody that can do some alterations for cheap, then it could be worth it. But still a nice find either way. Hopefully it all works out well for you. What's up, Dora? Welcome in. Happy Monday to you. Appreciate you being here. How was your 4th of July weekend? Fill us in. What was your favorite food from the weekend? I'm a stay-at-home mom, and Nifty has helped so much, saves a lot of time, which I can spend with the kids. Exactly. A lot of people think like, Chris uses Nifty and pays for it because he's full-time, right? And it's like, well, no. Y'all are, like many of y'all are part-time, right? And I as I speak to you, I'm thinking that y'all are stay-at-home moms, or you're taking care of a family member, or you got a full-time job or a part-time job, right? I'm assuming that y'all have other priorities when I talk about Nifty. And for me, I think it's great for part-timers because it gives you some time back. It automates some things that you just don't have time to waste on, like those auto offers, for example. So I love it. I love that that's working out for you well. And you get to spend more time like actively with the kids, not staring at your phone making offers. Good afternoon, Desert Rain. Welcome in. Good to have you. We got a couple of 3 sales under our belt right there. I like that High Point one. That was kind of a fun one. I had a feeling that was going to sell quickly. Next up is a good golf shirt. Picked up a whole bunch of these in January off-season retail clearance. And I think I had like maybe 3 or 4 different styles in this, but all good golf polos. Good Golf is a YouTube channel with over 1 million subscribers, and they also have their own apparel now too. So this one's a men's size small. I paid like $10 a pop for these, and I knew they wouldn't sell much in January and February, but once March came around, they started kind of cruising out the door. So I've sold several of this one in size small already. Sold another one today, $27 on a best offer. So Poshmark's going to keep 20% fees from that. So they're going to keep, of the 27, they're going to keep $5.40. So that's basically going to leave me with $21.50, we'll call it. And I paid $10, so I'm going to make $11.50 off this. But I've made $11.50 off a bunch of these already. Just one listing, one round of measurements, set the quantity to whatever it was, 6 or 7. I don't remember how many of this size I had, and they just kind of roll out the door. And every time they go, I make $11.50. Actually, some of them I made more than $11.50 because I have it priced at like 30. I think I have them priced at 32 right now. And I started with them priced at 35, and I got a few sales up there. But now that it's summertime, I really want to move them. I don't want them to last through into like October, So when I have that retail, I try to get higher prices early on. And then as we move through the season, if I still have a bunch of them left, I'll start lowering that price and taking lower offers so I can move through that retail stuff. So another one out the door right there. Golf polos do really well, especially new with tags ones for me in the summertime. So happy with that sale. Next up this is another good one. This got some people, I I think I made a photo post about this one. Maybe it was a different one. But a pair of Levi's right here. These are all Poshmark sales we're doing. This is the Levi's Premium. So see that thicker patch right there? That's a Levi's Premium. And these are the loose straight is the model. The model actually says loose straight on the tag. And it also says Levi's Premium on the inside. Women's size 27. These sold on a best offer of $30. I had these listed for $33, and then, or sorry, $34. Nifty sent an automatic 10% off offer to this buyer. What's this buyer's name? To Christine. So Nifty sent that offer of $30, which is 10% off. She sent an offer for $25. So I countered that offer back at the $30 again, and she accepted it. So I'll still give like the hockey assist to Nifty on this one, because Nifty got those negotiations started. So a hockey assist to Nifty on that one, and I do that a lot, right? If I feel like I have a really in-demand item, which this is, the loose straight women's size 27. Anything like baggy, loose fit, flare leg, all that stuff right now is really hot, both men's and women's. But these I don't sell a lot of women's Levi's, but lately I've been picking up like loose straight. I've been picking up the rib cage wide leg, the rib cage bell, like anything that's like, wide straight, loose straight, all that stuff I've been picking up. And they've been selling really, really well, by the way. So this one for $30. But I do that a lot with Nifty. Like Nifty will start the negotiation with a 10% off offer. Somebody will try to get it for an even better deal than that, and I just counter at whatever that offer that Nifty did, and they'll accept sometimes. So it works out. So just because I sent an offer that's like, or Nifty sent an offer, I don't have to like change my offer every time somebody like makes a counter offer. Oftentimes I'll just stay at my price. I'm like, no, that's a $30 pair of jeans. I'm going to stay at 30. Come and get it if you want it. I do that a lot. It doesn't work every time, but it doesn't have to work every time either. I only need one person to buy each of these items. So nice sale right here. I picked these up for $6 at the thrift store, and they sold for $30 on Posh. So Posh is going to keep $6, 24 minus 6, $18 profit on this one. These ones add up, y'all. How long did this take to sell? I feel like I just listed these. Wait for it. 16 days on these, so just over 2 weeks. We got $18 profit on that one. I am like all in on women's Levi's wide leg stuff. I had French Korean baked goods on July 4th. That's awesome. That sounds good. I'm trying to think of what a French Korean baked goods are they. Did you have French and Korean, or are you saying this is a French Korean fusion baked goods? Now I need to know more. I need like photos, I think. Love listing. I hope you had a good weekend, Dora. That does sound good. Love listing on Nifty. Can cross list eBay, Poshmark, Depop, and Mercari all at once. Plus AI creates most of the listing for me. Exactly. I'm just a lazy old man with my listings, just like you, JT. Like it's just I take the photos, I drop them into Nifty. Nifty writes the item title, writes the description. I make a tweak or two, and boom, it's up onto 4 platforms. It's freaking feels like cheating sometimes. It's ridiculous. Listed 230 units over the last 2 weeks. 230 units, sorry, 230 listings. Some of those were multi-quantity on top of that too. So 230 listings. And it's like, man, that would have broken my soul if I like in pre-Nifty days to do like that many listings in 2 weeks. But it's it was way less work than what it used to be thanks to that AI listing tool. And again, you don't have that extra step to go cross list anymore too, which saves time as well. It's been a while since I've been able to join the live. Well, welcome back, Sophia. Good to have you in the live. Does anyone know if there is a video on Nifty on how the automated listings works? I've looked all over the website and don't see it on how the automated listings work. Sophia, have you watched the video on my YouTube that it's about the AI listing on Nifty? It's like a 30-minute walkthrough demo. Have you tried that? Because I literally show you exactly how I use Nifty's AI listing tool. And that was last May. The tool's gotten a lot better since then. It works exactly the same, essentially, but there's just a few of the steps are just so much smoother now. The item titles are better, the descriptions are better, and there's some more customization in there. But everything I do in that video, you can still do now. It's just now it's just smoother. So let me know if you've watched that one. I think that'll be helpful. Welcome in, everybody. Hope you had a good weekend. We're just shipping out orders here. Great place to ask questions. Great place to share kind of wins, losses, whatever. Let us know what's going on in your reselling business. I want to hear about your 4th of July weekend. I want to hear about fireworks and food and all that stuff too. But I'm glad that you're here. And but don't feel like you can't jump in and ask questions and engage. That's what this is all about. I'm going to do some work here, but I want to chat and hang out with y'all too. No, okay, I'll go find it on your page. Thank you. You're welcome. Yeah, and let me know. You can just ask me questions right there in the comment section of that video. Another thing, Sophia, that maybe you haven't tried out yet, click on that thing. I'm going to bring up Nifty right now. I'm going to show you exactly what I'm talking about. You might already know about this, but just in case, share the screen here for you. So you might already know about this, but bottom left corner over here, you see where it says Ask Auto? You can click on that and you can ask, it's like AI assistant. So you can ask like step-by-step processes and it'll give you like really good answers and stuff. So I didn't know if you knew about that. That's like a newer addition from a few months ago, the Ask Auto, and it actually works really good. Close this out. It works really good. Welcome in, everybody. Why did you choose Nifty over the other listing platforms? So, Debs, I switched from another cross-listing platform that I've used. Nifty's the third one that I've used. I switched to it because it's better. It does more. I mean, the automation tools, so when I switched, the big thing for me was that automation tools and cross-listing were built into one platform, right? Prior to that, I used a cross-lister and I paid for that. And then I used automation tools and I paid for that. 2 separate logins, 2 separate companies. And those 2 things didn't talk to each other. So it created a lot of mistakes along the way too. But I was like, I need automation tools, especially for Poshmark to be successful. And I need the cross-listing, right? So I had to pay 2, and it actually cost me more to have these 2 different platforms. I switched to Nifty. It was cheaper, and it's all combined into one. The automation's better than the previous thing that I was using. The cross-listing's better than the previous cross-lister I was using. It was like finally, it's a tool that it does what it's supposed to do. I always just said why can't a cross-lister build in automation tools? Why do I have to have 2? And some of the cross-listers added some automation tools, but they didn't add all of them, and they'd add little things we get a Posh sharer, but we can't do any delisting and relisting on eBay. I'm like, what? This is ridiculous. Or it would let it would detect sales, but it wouldn't take the items down from the other platforms. You had to manually go in and say, yes, take it down from the other platforms. I'm like, why can't it just do a sales detection and then take the listings down from the other platforms when something sells? I switched to Nifty April of 2024, so just over 2 years ago, and I guess 27 months ago now. No looking back, and it just keeps getting better. Then they added the AI listing tools. Again, one subscription, and now I have AI listing tools built in with the cross-lister and the automation. It's just better. It's just it just works right. And I always said, why can't they just make one that works and does all the things and actually does it right and doesn't make a bunch of mistakes and stuff. And glad to find Nifty does all that stuff. So I'm on full on team Nifty. And again, this is the 3rd cross-listing platform I've used. I started cross-listing back in 2021. So cross-listing has been a big part of my game now I started in, it was September, I believe, of 2021. So that'll be 5 years and another couple of months here that I've been cross-listing. So, I missed that. French Korean fusion, kimchi croquettes, spinach feta dishes, and pistachio croissant donuts. Man, Lord mercy, that sounds good. That sounds awesome. I'd never heard of French Korean fusion, baked goods. That's incredible. I'm blown away. All this time, you are dominating, and you never told me about this. I had someone offer almost $50 less than listing on a new with tags, Harmont and Blaine Polo. Have you heard of that brand? I don't think I have. Sorry about your lowball offer. I just counter and move on and forget it even happened. I contacted Whatnot during the show last week, letting them know I resell on other platforms and would like to have my items visible on their platform. They took care of it. No sales yet. No. Nice. Thank you for that follow-up. That's something that we talked about last week on the live, that people. So if you're cross-listing to Whatnot and you haven't had any sales, I want you to do one thing first. I want you to go find just find a listing that you have on Whatnot and search for it in the Whatnot marketplace. So don't search for it like within your own selling tools. Like go in there like you're a buyer, put your listing title in there, and do that with like 3 or 4 listings to see, are those listings actually showing up in search. So if you're on Whatnot, you've cross-listed stuff from using Nifty over onto Whatnot because you want to sell in their marketplace, and you haven't got any sales yet, do that. Go check in, go see if they're showing up in search results, and then come back and let me know what's going on. And then I'll tell you what to do next. I'm just getting into really doing reselling hard. Nifty would be useful, but man, the cost per month seems steep for just starting out. Kind of just depends on where you're at in your journey. And I think you're smart to be like, it seems cool, but am I ready? And I'd say it's more important, the coach. I'll call you a coach if that's cool. It's more important, coach, that you get your fundamentals down first, right? Which means really great listings, great photos, measurements in your listings. Really good keyword. You got to get good at the fundamentals first. That's the most important thing. Because the idea with cross-listing, right, is that you're just duplicating listings onto other platforms, right? So if you have mediocre, and I don't know, I haven't seen your listings. They might be awesome. They might be the best in the world. They might be better than mine. But if you have mediocre photos, mediocre keywords, and now you're duplicating that, all you're doing is you're just duplicating mediocrity. I would rather you get really, really good at the fundamentals, crush one platform, do it really, really well. Then when it's time, start doing cross-listing and duplicating great listings, because that's when you'll get really good results. If you have mediocre listings right now and you cross-list onto other platforms, you will get results for sure. You'll have more sales. You'll have a bigger audience that you're going to sell to, sure. But I'd rather you duplicate awesome listings, because then you're going to get awesome results, because you're going to sell really well on all the platforms. But so my general rule of thumb advice, not knowing anything about your business, your goals, your listing quality or anything, I usually tell people, look, I want you to get to 150 active listings on one platform, and I want you to get to 75 items that you've sold and shipped out. Because by going through that process of listing 150 items and shipping 75 items, that means you've really learned that platform, right? And you probably have decent listing process. Then I think it's time to invest in something like Nifty. But if you've got 25 listings up and you've sold 7 items, no, it ain't time for Nifty. You got some stuff to work on the fundamentals first. But I don't know where you're at in that journey to coach, but I think it's a good thing to bring up that Nifty's not going to save your life. If you're putting up shitty listings and you're listing the wrong items and you're pricing them for too much money, Nifty ain't going to save you. It'll give you some marginal results. I'd rather you get good at the basics first. That's just me. Would you say pants, jeans are your quickest sellers? I don't know. I don't know that I would say that. And it's like, just generalizations like that, I don't think are like super helpful, right? Because I'm going to ship some pants today that sold really fast, like inside, like some stuff that sold within a day or two. But I've also sold some shirts that sold within, so I think I think great items, like in-demand items with high sell-through rates that are listed for great prices with great measurements and all that stuff, those things are my quickest sellers, right? I don't know that there's like a category that I would say sells faster than others, shoot, if you lowered all your prices by 15%, right? Like in one category, that would be your best category, I would say, right? Or if you're just better at picking certain categories, that'll be your best category because you have more knowledge in it. So thank you for that thoughtful advice there, Desert Rain. Appreciate y'all helping each other out. I use Crosswise for a bit, but also have switched to Nifty. I'm not familiar with that one, Crosswise. I also needed to drop backgrounds, and once my photo room subscription is over, I can use Nifty for that process. Yeah, I love that. I have a photo room subscription. I use photo room every single day for social media posts and stuff. And I still use it for some things when I'm listing, but I love that it's built into Nifty right now. And just all I do is boom, hit that cover. On that cover photo, just remove the background right in Nifty using that built-in photo room. I love that. That's definitely sped up my process a little bit. I use ChatGPT for image creation. What do you mean by image creation? Like, what kind of images are you creating over there? I don't think I've sold anything yet because I haven't had a sale. I don't think I've sold anything yet because I haven't had a sale. My items are all there now, thankfully. Always takes a bit on a new platform to get that for. Yeah, for sure. Did you do that? Oh yeah, you already went through that process. Sorry. You'll get your sale. It'll happen. How you doing? What's up, Corey? Just visited your neck of the woods, Waynesville and Canton. Nice. First time back since the hurricane. I'm just over the mountain in Newport. Great. Hope you had a nice time. Did you see some fireworks when you're out there? We'll like that area out there, Waynesville and Canton. You're kind of like right over the mountains, one mountain range away from us over there. So hope you had a good trip. That's awesome. Deb, do you cross list everything or do you pick and choose? Yes, Deb, I cross list everything. Cancel. I asked Auto based on my current sales, how many do I need to list per day to avoid a July 15th through 30 slump in sales? And it told me how many to list per day to avoid the slump. I like it, Armstrong. Powerful info to know. I like it. I like that. Smart move. All right, let's do some shipping, huh? Let's ship some stuff. So we shipped out those Levi's. Got a brand new Attack Columbia. These haven't performed as well as I had thought they would perform. So this is called the Wildcast Camp Shirt. Kind of a really big, loud pattern, Columbia, but it's more of like a southwestern pattern than it is like a fishing pattern. Columbias do really well for me when they have like an all-over fish print or something like that. But this one's been kind of a slow seller. I think I got to lower my price on it. But this one sold for $29 on this one on a best offer. I think I just got to bring my price down a little bit on these. So you hear me talk a lot about just because it's a really cool pattern doesn't always it's got to be on brand, right? So for me, Columbia, what is on brand for Columbia is hiking and fishing, and mostly fishing. This one is it's like Southwest. It's got cacti on it. Look at it's got that like a steer skull on there, right? Just a very Southwest imaging. If this was all over fish, these would have sold really, really fast. I'm not saying I wouldn't pick these up again. I probably would. I just have to price them a little bit better. But there's a difference between just having a cool pattern isn't always the thing. It's like a cool pattern that's on brand for that brand, right? Which is like people who buy Columbia stuff, right? They're like, I either want to wear this fishing or I want to look like I'm fishing, like wearing this, right? So anyway, 2XL on this one out the door for $29. I think I paid $10 a pop for these. So I'm still making probably $12 or so on this, $13. Well, let's just do the math. $29. So Poshmark's going to keep 20%. So they're going to keep about $6 from this. So that's going to leave me with $24. I paid 10, so I'm actually going to make about $14 on this. So not bad. Again, multi-quantity listing. These, I bought a whole bunch of short sleeve stuff, shorts, all brand new tags, retail clearance in January, because that's when you get the deals. You get the deals for the off-season stuff, right? That's how it works. So I'm paid a lot of money, thousands of dollars on inventory in January. That was retail clearance, cheap prices. I think the retail on this is like $60 and I got it for 10. And I do that in July too. So as we get later into July, there'll be some clearance opportunities at big box stores. But typically what they're going to be clearancing out. You'll probably be able to find some like short sleeve shirts and all that stuff, but it's kind of at the end of the short sleeve season. So those are items that may not sell really well for you until next March. Some of them will still sell in the wintertime, but you know what I mean? When I buy stuff retail clearance at the end of July and early August, I'm buying, usually it's short sleeve, shorts, that kind of thing, polos, golf polos. I know that there's a good chance that I'm going to be stuck with a lot of that stuff until next March when that stuff starts picking up again. We're already kind of through the busiest time of year for like summertime items. So ChatGPT for models and the lifestyle images for some hard goods. I like it. Pretty cool. I've never really done it with like models and stuff like that, but man, I've seen some stuff out there, what people are doing. I think it's pretty cool with some of the, like the AI, like cover photo kind of things. Next up is a brand that I show it all, y'all. I don't just show you the home runs. I show you the bread and butter, and I show you the things that like really aren't the best buys too. So this brand here is called Key Industries. It's a workwear brand. It's not particularly expensive, brand new, and it's not super in demand. It's kind of like a ho-hum workwear brand. But I always try, like, I'm like, you know what? Maybe I can get about 20 bucks for these, or, you know, get them at 19 bucks or something. He sat around for a little while. I got an offer for 15 bucks. I'm like, let's get them gone. So I paid 5, sold on Poshmark for 15. Really just trying to get rid of them. I'm basically clearancing them out because they didn't sell, right? So 15 bucks. Poshmark's going to keep $3 in fees. That's going to leave me with 12 bucks. And I paid 5. So I'm going to make $7 off this pair of jeans. But there is some stuff from Key that I think is worth picking up still. Like overalls would be a good example. I think there's probably still some value there, like buying and selling Key overalls. But in general, not a brand that I would put on a buy list unless you can get them at the bins. And these were $2 and you can sell them for 15. That's not so bad, right? So like it all depends. Or if you're getting it at like $1 a day or something at your Goodwill, then that's actually probably a pretty good pickup, right? But I just think expecting to get like 20 plus on a pair of just normal jeans like that, probably not super realistic, but I gave it the old college try and I clearanced them out. They're out the door gone. By the way, if you're going to resell clothing online and you expect that you'll never have to clearance items out, well, I got news for you. Just the way it works. There has never been a business that sells clothing that hasn't had to clearance some stuff out that didn't sell. It's just the name of the game. Even really good inventory, sometimes you're like, why didn't this sell? And it's a good brand, it's a good size, it's a good model, it's attractive. Like, why didn't it sell? Sometimes it's just unexplainable. You just got to clearance some stuff out sometimes. Just the way it works. You can get Gemini, which is free to make images, but it's not as good as ChatGPT. Gemini is best for Google Lens, but I'm still learning how to streamline all my processes. Nice. You are like probably light years ahead of me in terms of like AI kind of stuff. I use Photo Room to batch all my photos with AI, clears backgrounds better than the eBay tool. And there's also a ghost mannequin feature that's nice. Sweet. Yeah, we're talking about how it's also built into Nifty too. I don't know if you use Nifty JT, I forget. But you can do the background removal like right there when you're doing your listing. Appreciate that advice. You got it, coach. You got it. If you have follow-up questions to that, if you want to tell me more about where your journey is and I can get a little bit more specific and recommendations, happy to do that too. But broad brushstrokes, list 150, sell 75 on one platform. What's up, Kelsey? How are you? How was 4th of July weekend, Kelsey? What y'all get into? Hopefully, I was thinking a lot about Boone this weekend, Kelsey, and you know why, because it was hot as all get out. And whenever it's hot here, I think about going up to Boone, get some elevation, and drop a few degrees. So hopefully you enjoyed slightly cooler weather up there than we had down here. This one right here, this is an interesting sale. I'll walk through this. So I bought, I think it was 10 of these, all men's size medium. They're like a waffle fleece. The brand is Jerry. This isn't a brand that I typically buy and sell like much from. I think there's some things from Jerry that are worth picking up. But it's kind of like a less expensive outdoorsy brand. Think about like a bargain basement North Face or something like that. I don't buy and sell a lot of this, but these were at a thrift store, all brand new with tags. They were $7 a piece. And so I picked them up. There were 10. And I had 2 colors. I have 2 colors. So 2 listings, 2 rounds of photos, 2 rounds of measurements, and I got 10 units up. Well, this person came in and bought one of these from me last week. It's actually still on the way to him. Then he came and bought another one over the weekend, and then he came and bought 2 more in a separate transaction. So I just combined this into one, all 3 of these into one. You can do that on Poshmark now. It gives you an option where you can combine orders that are going to the same address. Pretty neat. But this guy got 3, so he's got already 1 on the way, and now he's got 3 more coming. I don't know. He's got a couple in the same color too, which I don't get. One second, I'm going to put these out for the mail lady. All right, stuff out the door and stuff in the door. I got what looks like a couple of returns. Oh no, this is I ordered something on Whatnot from a friend of mine in Marlborough, Mass. And this, what is this? I don't remember. So maybe these aren't returns at all, actually. I thought they were, I just assumed they were returns. Oh, that's right. Yeah, I forgot about this. So check this out. I bought this little monitor thing. This isn't like a promotion or anything like that. I don't even know if I like it yet, but I bought this. It attaches to the like a laptop monitor and slides out, so you have like a second monitor. I guess you can see it better on the back there. So like when we're traveling and doing like travel to thrift videos and stuff, that we can have like the dual screen kind of thing. Mostly for my wife, because with her work, she works remote and she always has like dual screens. So, and she likes to work outside, like sitting on the front porch, like she's doing right now. So I bought this mostly for her, so that when when she's sitting on the patio, she can get some work done. I actually saw one on an Instagram ad. It was really cool. It had 2 screens that came out, and I was like, that is awesome. But then when I looked at the price, I was like, I wonder if I can get something that's like maybe not 2 screens. It's maybe only 1 screen and save some money. And this one was like $150. I think the other one I was looking at was like $650. I was like, ooh. Like, I think we can do better than $650. Huh. It's pretty lightweight, honestly. I'm going to let Kim mess with it. It's her toy, really. I don't even know why I'm opening it up. I'm just kind of excited about it because I'm going to use it too. 1 second, I'm going to give this to her. Her new toy. New toy. Told her, don't say I never got you nothing. You know, her work should pay for that kind of stuff, but they don't. All right, what are we at here? I've used ChatGPT for a while to give me information for listings, but Nifty is better. For pricing, I primarily use Terapeak. I've started using Gemini a lot for properly dating products. Interesting. I like it. I like your AI hustle. What's up, GG Daisy? How are you? OMG, it was hot. Even on beach. Oh, y'all went up to Beach Mountain. Beach Mountain was probably like 8 degrees cooler than it is here. Definitely recommend ChatGPT. I've sold a lot since using it. Nice. I've learned to sell and ship clothing. How do you measure your packages depending upon the fabric of the shirt, etc.? The depth can vary. I'm winging it right now. Just measure this, and that's all you got to measure. You don't have to measure each individual item. You just need to know what the measurements of the bag that you're putting the stuff into. Or if you use boxes, you just need to know that. It doesn't matter the individual, like each individual item. It's just the bag. I've used Nifty's AI photo editor, and it is nice, but I burn up their AI tokens too quickly. Nice. When you buy more, it's like $5 for 200 more tokens. So, just saying. So, Photo Room is included with Nifty subscription, no extra cost. Yes. I'm just trying to think if that's true for every single. Let me just look real quick. Nifty pricing. See if that's included in every plan. So I'm going to look at just It might not be in the automation plan, but let me look. Yeah, I don't think it's part of just the automation plan. You have to have one of the cross listing or the combo plan. Let me just see if it's in the cross listing. Yeah, it's in the, you have to have a cross listing plan, I think, for it, which makes sense because you're doing it during the process of listing, you would be using the, so yeah, only in the cross listing plan or the automation plus cross listing plan. If you get automation only, then you will not have that feature. So yeah, there you go. That's it. Nifty is better at the information. ChatGPT is more creative, great images and style words. Nice. Gemini reads and understands labels better than any of them. If you need to know if something is vintage or not, use Gemini. Nice. No, the photo room app is separate and it's its own cost. Yes, photo room is a separate app, but Nifty has photo room's background remover built into Nifty now. It's integrated into the Nifty cross listing. So both things are true. You can also have the cross lister, or you can also have photo room app separately, which I have. I don't know why I'm showing you my cell phone, but I have that app as well. I use it for all my social media posts. So just length and width. You'll have to put in a third too. So all mine are just 12 by 9 by 2. Didn't realize the tokens were so cheap. Yeah, I ran out of mine for the month a couple days ago, and it's $5. It just pops up. It's like, hey, do you want more tokens? $5 for 200. I'm like, yeah, sure, I'll do that. I don't run out of it every month, but every now and again I do, because we listed a crap ton of stuff the last 2 weeks. Hey, I've watched your channels for the past few weeks. Great content. I appreciate that. Tabil, appreciate that. I'm learning more about reselling blazers. Any helpful tips, brands to keep an eye out for? I don't know about like general tips. That's like a hard one, but let me know like what your specific questions are. Like any help, like any reselling tips. Find in-demand items, price them aggressively, and make really great listings. That would be my general advice. But let me know if you have like more specific questions, or if there's something that you're struggling with. Don't realize that either. Appreciate the compliments too. I didn't realize that either. Super helpful. Yeah. GG Daisy, what's happening in your neck of the woods? Is it hot as all get up there too? I'm imagining it is. I think it was like most of the country. Let's ship some stuff. Y'all are chatty today. I'm chatty today. Yes, that's where we left off. So this guy's getting 3 more of these Jerry waffle fleeces. That was strange. I pulled out the magnetic power cord for my, I don't know how that even happens. If I tried that again, I wouldn't be able to. If I tried it 100 times, I wouldn't be able to get it to do that again. I think I need a box for this. Do I have one of those over there? No. Oh, here's what I'll use. I'm just going to use this random box. Done. I certainly don't have to use a box for this Poshmark order, but I got one just laying around here, so might as well use it. There's absolutely no shortage of boxes in our house, in our garage. I can tell you that much. I get reminded of that by Kim all the time. It's like, why do you hoard all these boxes? You never know when you're going to need them. I put the wrong shipping label on this one. That's all right. Glad I double checked that. To clearance your items, do you have an eBay subscription store, or you just mark your price down on your items if you have a subscription? So there's 2 ways that I do it. One way is I can create a sale on eBay. I did that this weekend. So I have 1,000 items that are on sale for 10% off. So that's one way to do it. Also, another way that I'll lower prices is through Nifty. I can go in and lower. I list on the 4 platforms using Nifty, so I can lower the price in Nifty, and it will adjust the price on all 4 platforms. So I'll do that oftentimes too. So 2 different ways to do it. All right, kind of a cool sale there. So altogether, $47 plus 23. So that's a $70 sale. My buy cost on those items was $7 each, so I'm $21 into it. Poshmark is going to keep $14 from that, so that's going to leave me with $56, and I paid $21, so $35 in profit off that little bundle right there. So we'll take it. Next up on Poshmark, and then we'll switch to eBay. I got 2 more Poshmark orders. We'll jump to eBay next. A lot of eBay orders. A lot of Poshmark though too. That's kept us busy. Got a brand new with tags pair of Adidas. They're called I don't know what they're called. The 3S cargo pant, or 3-stripe cargo pant right here. So it's just like it's got cargo pockets, but it's like a nylon style track pant, but with cargo pockets. Kind of a neat item. Bought a whole bunch of these retail clearance. They've been selling slowly, but I sold 2 over the weekend. This one's a size extra large. I also sold a size medium one as well over the weekend. That one's on eBay. I think I paid $12 a pop for these, and this one sold for $35. So Poshmark's going to keep 20% fees. That means they're going to keep $7. They're going to pay me out $28, and I paid $12. So $16 profit on this pair of pants. And again, I have a whole bunch of these. I have them in a few different colors too. I think I'm sold out of a couple of colors, but I have them in blue, I have them in black, and I had them in green, and I had them in tan too. And they've just been kind of slowly selling since I picked them all up in January. But this weekend is good. So $16 profit on this one right here. Do you have to have a paid subscription to run a sale on your eBay store? I believe that is true, but I've had a store for so long that I don't remember what it was like before that, but I am just going to Google that. Do you need a store subscription on eBay to run a sale? Yes. Things change, so I always have to just double check if my knowledge is still accurate. Because I think I first upgraded to the store in 2018, so a lot of things have probably changed on eBay since then. So it's always good to just double check my knowledge and see if I'm still up to date. Next up on Poshmark, this is our last Poshmark before we switch over to eBay. It's actually probably the best sale on Poshmark of the weekend. New brand alert. So I'd never picked up this brand before. It's called J. Hilburn. Let me know if you've known this brand. Picked up 4 blazers from this brand. This one's brand new with tags. The metrics on it, like sell-through rate, don't look really, really great. But I think if you price them right and pick up the right ones, just like just about any brand, then it will sell. So this one sold really, really fast. I'm just going to confirm. I feel like it sold in a day, but it might have been 2 days. I want to make sure I got it right. Sold in 1 day. This is also a Vitali Barberis Canonico wool. So on the other side, you'll see you won't be able to see it, but it's got a tag that says Vitali Barberis Canonico, which is the oldest wool maker in the world, in Italy. So this is a solid black, very modern, unstructured blazer, and with that Vitali Barberis Canonico wool. So this isn't just like a ho-hum, J. Hilburn. This is like fancy J. Hilburn, high-end J. Hilburn. So This one sold quick, $70 on this. I paid $7 at the thrift store. 7 into 70. So again, 20% Poshmark's going to keep. That's $14 that Poshmark keeps for their work, and that's going to leave me with $56. I paid $7, $49 profit on this blazer. It took a day to sell. I actually listed all 4 of them, I think, on Friday, and I sold one within like a couple of hours, but then the buyer came back and canceled like 8 hours after that. And then this one sold the next day. So obviously I had to cancel, the other order got canceled, but it gives me an idea that if I pick the right J. Hilburn, I mean, 2 of them would have sold in less than 24 hours right there. That's pretty good. Of course, I have to sell that other one that got canceled again, but you know what I mean. What are your thoughts on couch flipping and stuff like that? I don't know anything about like couches and stuff, but I don't have the space for that, and so I never really looked into it. But I love when people flip stuff and make money and are creative about it. But I just don't know anything about any of that stuff. I've sold a lot of things over the years. I have flipped a couple of couches. I had a lot of space when I lived in Florida, and a buddy of mine was like, I want to get rid of a bunch of furniture, but I don't want to deal with it. Can I just drop it off at your house and you can sell it? Otherwise, I'm just going to like trash it. And I was like, I can do that. So I have flipped a few couches, but I also had a 3-car garage in that space and 5 bedrooms. So I had endless room for stuff. I do not have endless room anymore. 2-bedroom house, 1-car garage. So different story these days. Lean and mean now. We were fat and happy then. I don't know about happy, but we're happy here. I'm much happier in Asheville than I am in Florida, except for the last few hot, humid days here. I've not been happy with that. Got a row back here, kind of a nice little Q-zip right here, polka dot pattern all over it. Got the doggo on the chest right there. This took 18 days to sell, sold on Mercari for $50. I haven't printed out the shipping label, I don't think. Here it is. And Mercari will tell me exactly what they're going to pay me out. They're going to pay me out $44.33 after shipping and fees. So I paid $10 for this. I paid up for it. And so I'll make $34.33 off that row back right there. And I think, what did I say, 13 days? I got to print out the label. This is going to Theo. Well, figured I'd ask. It's how I started with my flipping journey, and I'm in Florida too. All my eBay inventory of 85 items were bought with free couches I flipped. I like it. That's cool. I love any way that people are making money. I love it. I would have room for like 1 couch in inventory at any given time here. Do not have a big place. Only 85 items at the moment. I'm trying to build up. I marked a bunch of my items down 25% for quick sales. I priced higher to feel out how long it takes to sell certain things. I think I priced too high too. Gotcha. It's a learning experience. Sounds like you're learning as you go. I like it. You're paying attention to things. So wool vest sale yesterday. Nice. Shout out to the Woolly Boys. That's right. I got a wool sweater going out to the door today, and that was a wool blazer that I just packed and shipped. If you care. Ran out of burger buns, eating chopped brisket and hot dog buns. Don't judge. I like it, man. Creative vesseling. I like it. So this is going to Theo. This is Mercari. This is Ground Advantage, so I can use one of these. This is going to Seattle, Washington. I'm going to look up this address. I'm just kind of curious. Gotcha. Cool. I was just curious because the address is it's got a university in the address, and I was like, what university is nearby? So University of Washington, the UW campus. This is going to, or I guess it's not necessarily going to the campus, but near the campus anyway. Could be going to the campus, but I've never been to Seattle. Never been to state of Washington. The closest I got to the state of Washington was being in Oregon in the Hood River Valley. We went on a hike, and at the trailhead of the hike, there was a bridge that actually went right over to Washington. And it was a really hot day, and we did a good long hike, and I was exhausted. And I was like, we could just walk over that bridge and say that we've been to Washington. And we didn't walk over the bridge. I don't know why, because that story would have been so much better if I actually walked over the bridge, but we did not do it. So I haven't been to Washington, but I could have. I wouldn't have counted that anyway. For me to like count a state that I've visited, I'd have to like spend a night there or like do something of significance in said state. So that wouldn't have counted anyway, but it would have made it for a better story if I just walked over the damn bridge. I made my own ketchup for my hot dogs this year and watched a lot of fireworks out front. Just dominating life. That's good stuff. I second the Blazers comment. I started selling sport coats and suits after watching your Joseph A. Bank videos. Found and sold a Xenia Royal Blue Cashmere Blazer about a month ago, $450, $125. That's sick. Nice one. I love that. What changed when you went from part-time to full-time? What did you do either more? What did you do either more time to focus on? I mean, I just did more, right? I just, instead of having like, 10 to 20 hours of time to devote per week to my business, I now had 60 hours. So I don't know that anything changed. I just, I started putting more of my time and energy into it. So it grew. Yeah. Let me know if you have like follow-up questions to that. I'm running out of a room and was wondering if I should store clothing in a climate-controlled area. I live in Central Texas, hot. Thank you for all your support. I store my clothing in the garage here. It is not climate-controlled, and it was 90 plus degrees every day this weekend. I also ran this business out of a garage in Florida. It gets kind of hot there too. So yeah, I'm not going to tell you what to do, but I can tell you what I do. I've ran this business now for, this will be 2018. This will be 8 years this month that I've been running this business. Wasn't always as big as it is now, but and out of those 8 years, 6 of those years, I ran this business out of a non-climate controlled garage in Florida and North Carolina. Before that, I was in Denver, but my storage was climate controlled in Denver. But it was in the apartment complex that I lived on the 4th floor in downtown Denver. So that was climate controlled. But otherwise, the last 6 years has been not climate controlled storage. Washington is my home state. It's beautiful there. I believe it. All right. I got a coffee order to ship out from the weekend. So I'm going to get that done right now real quick, and then we'll switch over to eBay. A lot of eBay orders. We got a lot of work to do still, y'all. So don't you be going nowhere. So we got an order for Pam. Thank you, Pam. This is actually Pam's first order with us, so that's pretty exciting. So thanks, Pam. And Pam got a bag of our best-selling coffee, our Hooper's Creek medium roast. Boom, right there. This is our OG coffee, our original. It's roasted by our roasting partner, Dynamite Roasting Company. They're based out of Black Mountain, North Carolina, about 30 minutes from where we're standing right now. Coffee's roasted fresh every week. It is fair trade. It's organic. This is like the top shelf coffee. Put it right up there. Really, really good stuff. And I really appreciate Pam for jumping in and grabbing a bag, supporting our small business here. So thank you, Pam, for your first order. And Pam is a fellow North Carolinian. This is going out to Durham, North Carolina. If you want to check out our coffee, what's up, South Texas in the house? Dory. If you want to check out the coffee or grab yourself a bag, I just dropped the link right there down below in the chat. The link is also in the description of this video. You can always find it at chris@peak.com, so you can find our coffee website. If you're on Instagram, just tap on my name and you can go to my profile and you'll find the coffee website right there. But if you want to grab yourself a bag while we're here on the live, I'll ship it out right here on the live with a big dose of gratitude and a shout out. just like we are doing right now for Pam. So thank you, Pam. Hope you had a nice 4th of July weekend. And we're getting you your first bag of coffee out. Pretty awesome. Pretty awesome. Thank you, Pam. The coffee's been a fun journey for us. Launched this business as a side hustle 3 years ago because I went full time with the reselling, so I needed something else. And the coffee business has been fun. I was like, if I'm going to do another side hustle, it's got to be something. I'm going to throw in a Chris at Peak sticker for her first order too. Almost forgot. Thank you, Pam. But like, if I'm going to do another side hustle, it's got to be something that I really want to talk about every day and like learn about every day, and we love coffee. We weren't exactly coffee nerds, but we always appreciated like great coffee. And we always appreciated like great coffee shops. Right. So I was like, I don't really know much about coffee. We didn't have like all the nerdy coffee stuff. We just had a French press and like a regular drip thing. But I was like, we're going to learn about a whole bunch of stuff. And now we got a bunch of different coffee makers. And now we have 3 different coffees that we sell. And we've learned a lot, particularly a lot from our roasting partners, but also from drinking a lot of coffee and trying some different things. So thank you, Pam. We'll get this right out to you. This is going out today. You'll get this nice and quick because you're only 4 hours down the road in Durham. So we'll get this right out to you. Some fresh coffee. Appreciate you. Again, if you want to get a bag while we're here on the live or 2, I'll ship it out right here on the live with a big dose of gratitude. If you're watching on the replay, by the way, I won't ship it out on the replay, but I'll ship it out nice and quick to you. It'll go out tomorrow morning if you're watching this on replay. So, and if you're watching the replay, let me know by writing SHIP SHIP down below in the chat. That way I know that you're watching the replay too. I get back to all the questions and comments on the replay. As soon as this live is over, it'll be available as a replay on YouTube and Facebook. So you can fast forward through the boring stuff and you can rewind to the good stuff, some of these good sales. And we're about to get some really, really good sales on eBay from the weekend. So don't go nowhere. We are kind of just getting into a little bit of a groove here. Appreciate that, Dory. That's super kind of you. Why are you so nice to me, Dory? Welcome in. Hope you all had a good 4th of July. Sounds like you had some good brisket, and I am jealous. I would like me some Texas brisket. All right, we'll start with an item I had to clearance out. So this was on sale on eBay. Really nice Tory Richard right here. Beautiful pattern. Tory Richard Honolulu. I believe this one's 100%. Yeah, 100% viscose on this one. Nice, lightweight. When I'm looking for Tory Richard, this is exactly what I'm looking for. Like a nice, bright floral pattern. It sat around forever. I put it on sale for 10% off over the weekend. And then Nifty also sent a 10% off offer on this. So this went out the door for $19.78. This would be a $25, to $28 sale pretty consistently for me. No clue why this one didn't sell quicker. But $19.78, we cleared it out. And we'll make probably about $10 on that after fees and shipping. I paid $5 for it at a thrift store. But this is the type of Tory Richard that I get excited about, because I know it's going to sell for, upper 20s, but sometimes it's unexplainable. You're like, why did this thing sit around? It is a beautiful Tory Richard, but here we are. You got to get the stuff moved. It's not paying rent out there, so you got to get it to go. So here's our first eBay sale. If you're just jumping in, we already shipped Mercari. We already shipped Poshmark. We got a whole bunch of eBay sales to ship out. Where'd I put those labels? Welcome in, everybody. What's up, NA Vintage? All right, so this is going to Carl. That's this one right here. Carl. Yep, I'm in order now. Good afternoon. What's up, Kevin? Kevin Hawthorne is back. What's up, brother? Good to have you. How was the weekend? How were sales? Next up, really good sale here. A pair of Canali wool dress pants. These took 7 days to sell. These sold on a best offer of $40. I think I had these listed for $49.99. Got an offer for $40. See you later. I paid $5 for these at the thrift store. So my profit after shipping in fees, eBay is going to pay me out. Wait for it. eBay's going to pay me out $30.78. I paid $5, so my profit's 25 and change on this. And again, 7 days on this sale. Look at the pattern. Just an awesome, like very in style plaid pattern. I wish this was a full suit. If this was a full suit, 100% wool like this, easy 100 plus, maybe 150 to 200, depending on, I mean, I'd have to see like what the model of the jacket was, but with that pattern, I wish I found the blazer that went with that too. But anyway, we made our money on this, $25 profit. Got it in a week. I haven't even paid the credit card bill for these dress pants. Love me a nice quick sale. Got some good quick ones this weekend for sure. Also ran a sale on 1,000 items for 10% off on eBay. So we got some old items that I'm clearancing out that are on our list, on our docket today too. So this one was a nifty best offer, a Joseph A. Bank suit. Awesome sale right here. So 2-piece suit right here. You can see the logo. This is the Joseph A. Bank 1905, the New Tradition. Is that what it says? Yeah, the New Tradition. And we can see it's the gray pinstripe pattern. Pinstripe suits are coming back. You'll see them a lot on websites, or if you go to stores that sell suits, just look at what's on the mannequins. You'll start seeing stripes are kind of coming back. This is a very modern Joseph A. Bank here too, modern model. 2-button front, kind of slimmer lapel, $71.99. This is on a nifty best offer. So the buyer, J. Mar, watched this item on eBay. 10 minutes later, my cross-lister Nifty sent a 10% off offer, closed the deal at $71.99. I paid $10 at the thrift store for this item, and it sold in 2 days. I did a photo post about this, and I said buy or pass. And a lot of people said pass on this because they said pinstripes are a no-no, or Joseph A. Banks is a cheap brand. Got a lot of no's on this one, but it sold in 2 days for $71.99, and I paid $10 for it. So after shipping and fees on this thing, eBay is going to pay me out $59.81. I paid $10. So I'm going to make $49.81 on this one right here. If you want to count my 15% or my 15 cents that I pay for on average for shipping materials, you can subtract that 15 cents if you want to. But this will be a $49 plus profit. Took 2 days to sell, and a bunch of y'all said you wouldn't pick this item up. A bunch of y'all said, nope, I don't mess with Joseph A. Bank. It doesn't sell. If you pick the right Joseph A. Bank, you can make you some money. 2 days, $71.99. It's probably the sale of it's not the sale of the weekend. It's not the sale of the weekend, but it's top 5 sale of the weekend. We have some really good ones coming. I'm like looking down at some of these items. Top 5 item of the weekend. You could argue, no, it's still only top 5. There's better ones, but speed of sale is there, 2 days. Profit margin is there, $49. I mean, that's just a win. It's a big win. And so many people were like, I would never pick, no way, I don't want that. That's one of my best sales of the week, and y'all are just going to walk right by it. Leave it there for me. So thank you very much to all y'all who left this behind. $49 and change in profit. Haven't even paid the credit card bill on that. I got profit before I even paid. My weekend was good. I went to Haines City to see the fireworks. Nice. Good show over there. That's awesome. Do you have all that hot weather too? Found the same shirt this weekend, just a different color. But when they put the tag through the shoulder, they put a big hole through it. Yeah, it's silly when they do that. HN manufacturer. No, I'm not interested in any wholesale purchases. Thank you, though. My Goodwill had the same problem for months. I had to leave a shirt I really liked for myself behind. They ruined a lot of good shirts. People kept complaining, and it finally got fixed. Nice. Good that they fixed that. All right, next up is a pair of Abercrombie. I've been messing with some of these mall brands over the last several months. because I'm always trying to learn like what's selling. I've sold Abercrombie for years, but I didn't there was only like a few select things that I would pick up for Abercrombie. So I've kind of been doing some off-roading, some Abercrombie off-roading. I pick up this pair of Abercrombie & Fitch. It's called the A&F Lightweight Jean Loose Fit. That's what the tag says on this. So obviously the key here being loose fit is why I picked that up, because this is really hot right now. I put in a little Y2K keyword on this. So this was on sale and sold on a nifty best offer. So it went out the door for $21.86. So basically it was 10% off and another 10% off. So 20% off on this one. Roughly it's going to St. Pete, Florida. Pair of jeans going to St. Pete in the middle of the summertime. Go figure. How long did these take to sell? These took 91 days to sell, so 3 months to sell. $21.86. I paid $6 for these at the thrift store. Not huge profit right there, but 91 days is not bad. And these are going to Terry. So what I've been messing with so far with the Abercrombies is really like they're vintage, like Y2K jeans. I've been picking them up. And mostly trying to focus on like those loose fits, the wide legs, that kind of stuff. And they've been selling pretty good for me. I've sold them in women's too. Same thing. Like if they're like Y2K era and or they're like a wide leg, I'll pick them up in women's as well. Of course, if the price is right. Probably wouldn't pay like $10 for them, but out the door. Next up, another one of these Adidas track pants. These are the cargo 3-stripe ones. Paid $10 a piece for these. And the last pair sold on Poshmark for $35. This one sold on eBay for $35.08. Again, it was on sale. Then boom, another 10% off offer from Nifty. Gets this one out the door. Another assist to Nifty. Every day those Nifty, that's 3 in a row that were all Nifty best offers. And it's actually 4 out of the last 5 were Nifty best offers. So if you are wondering if like having that auto offer, an auto offer tool turned on, if that could help your business, like 4 out of my last 5 sales were that. Like that's a pretty big deal. So these pants are going to Plantation, Florida. Back-to-back Florida for pants. Just had eBay contact me that they are removing some of my listings because of possible counterfeit paint. Yeah, I hate all that stuff. That's frustrating. Sorry that you're dealing with that. Do you include your own measurements when the suit excludes the original tag and measurements? I include my own measurements for everything. I can show you exactly on this suit what my listing looks like if that's helpful for you. I'll share my screen right here. Before you even have a chance to answer, I'm just going to show you anyway. So here's that sale. So you can see it was listed at $79.99 or best offer, and this went out the door on a nifty best offer of 10% off. But that's my cover photo. Second photo, pants. Just the blazer. Close up so you can see the pattern. Tag. Size tag. Tailored fit. And photos of the measurements. So whether it has its tag or not, I'm putting these 5 measurements in every listing. Here's the tag from the pants. This measurement's fairly important. I started adding this a few years ago because people would ask if the pants could be let out at the waist at all. So this is showing them that you could wet these out by, like 4.5 inches or so. And then same thing, the bottom of the pants showing how much it can be lengthened by. These ones can be lengthened by probably about 2.5 inches. So I include that photo and then just pants measurements. And I do that whether it has, all my listings have photos of measurements in them. What's up, Nick Smith from the desert? 83-109 today. See you in the pool. Absolutely, man. I hope you're having a nice pool day. Hope you had a good 4th of July with the fam. That's awesome. How are sales over your neck of the woods? How are sales, brother? Nick Smith is in the house. Next up, this is an item that I got home. I didn't realize it had a stain on it. Had a small stain on the back. All I did was point it out in the listing. So in the item title, in the description, and in the photos, I did like a close-up photo pointing at the flaw on the item, so that the buyer knows that they're getting a flawed item. There's no question about it, right? Priced these at the bottom of the market. I priced them at like $19.99. I got an offer for $15. I'm like, cool. It's a flawed item. Let's move it. Let's get it gone instead of sitting on it forever. Still took 81 days to sell, but still it's under 3 months on the sale here. Again, it's a mistake buy. We're all going to make it. You're going to get items home and you're going to find flaws. Doesn't mean you can't sell those items and get them out the door. So my profit's not going to be crazy here because I paid $6 for these and sold them for 15, but we got them out the door. That's part of the business, you know, like you're going to make mistakes. I'm not saying like, hey, be excited that you make mistakes. No, but be realistic that you're going to run a business, that you're going to make mistakes. You're in a dimly lit thrift store. You're moving fast. You're filling up the cart. You're going to make mistakes. And that's fine. Just you got to be comfortable with it. And you can see that I have broken zero sweat over this item right here. Selling for not a lot of profit. Who cares? It's just part of the business. You got to take the good with the bad. I just had an awesome sale that, you know, that Joseph A. Banks suit sells for $71.99. Makes me about $50 in profit. Awesome win. This one's going to make me like $6 or something like that because I made a mistake and found a flaw. That's fine. It's just part of the business. It's built in. You have to take the good with the bad. There's just no other way around it. If you're going to be peddling used clothing, there's going to be flaws involved. There's just no way around it. Next sale was actually, I think, the best sale of the weekend. There's a few others that are close that we're going to get to. This one, unfortunately, I'm going to have to show you the photos of it because I already boxed it up. I had to like put together 2 boxes for this one to make it work. So I was doing this before the live and I was like halfway through. I'm like, I'm just going to finish putting this together. So, but I'm going to show you the item. This sold for $99.99 and I paid $7 at the thrift store. I'm going to show you it right now. I'm just going to share the screen so you can see the listing. So check this out. Profit is profit. That's right. Look at that. Eddie Bauer, Weather Edge. Look at that. So it's down, insulated, but it's also got like the waterproof, like water resistant exterior, which they call Weather Edge. So awesome jacket. Here's my measurements. Whatever. But look at that, like faux fur and goose down. So this sold for full asking price, $99.99. This sold in 90 minutes, like an hour and a half. I don't know. It might have been an hour and 20 minutes. It might have been an hour and 80 minutes, but about an hour and a half from when I listed this. It sold full price in the middle of July. This sold on Saturday, like the freaking hottest day. And it sold like, boom, full asking price. Wild. Just wild. Awesome sale right there. So after ship, I'm going to go ahead and close this. After shipping and fees, sorry, I had to like make a box for this. So I just kind of did it before I went live. I was like halfway done. I was going to do the rest on the live and I was like, I'm just going to finish this up. So after shipping and fees, eBay's paying me out $78.09. And I paid $7 for this. So this is going to be $71 profit. And it literally sold in 90 minutes. It's like so crazy. So this is going to St. Peters, Missouri. That's like basically St. Louis. This is 6 pounds of jacket right here, y'all. 6 pounds. The shipping label only costs $9.56, even though this is 6 pounds. Because you know, the USPS changed those rates for items that are like at that like 2-3. I didn't realize they changed it for items that were this heavy too, but I guess they did. So $9.50 to ship 6 pounds of jacket. Remember, this is size 3 extra large. So this is a big, heavy jacket right there. So really great sale. I do list, wintertime stuff in the summer. I list summertime stuff in the winter. When it comes in, it gets listed, and that's part of the reason. So if I had just put that aside and waited to list it in October or something like that, that's 6 pounds and a whole lot of, volume that would have been taking up space here. Instead, I'm just going to get that thing out the door. I priced it a little high. The market right now for those is about $80. But I noticed when I was listing, and this is an important little tip here, I noticed when I was listing that there was none other of those listed in size 3 extra large. So I said, well, market's 80. I'm going to be the only one with this size. I'm going to go $99.99, which that would probably be the market for it in the wintertime. But I'm like, I'm going to list it $99.99 and see what happens. And it sold in 90 minutes for full asking price. No haggling, no nothing, just boom, gone. So yeah, little pro tip there. If you're the only one on, available in that size, then you might be able to get a little bit of extra money. What's up, Angela? How are you? Profit is profit after all. I like profit. You got me checking collars and pits before buying, of course. Yeah, you got to know all those spots that are the common stain or common flaw spots. Collars, pits, cuffs, and right down the front are the most common. Sometimes, though, you'll find stains and holes in the most random of spots. Very, very true. Very true. So that's the sale of the weekend. But, man, I'm going to hit you with some really, there's some bread and butter mixed in here, but there's a lot of really good sales that are just going to come at you right now. I mean, it was a decent weekend for volume. I'm happy with it. Saturday was slow, but Friday and Sunday were really good. But man, some really good sales. And we already showed you a couple of them, but now I'm just going to barrage you with really good sales. Brand new with tags, Banana Republic, wide leg, vegan suede pants, women's size 33-16. So high rise, wide leg, and they're like a vegan suede kind of thing. Really interesting piece right here. I'm going to show you the photo of them just because this doesn't really do it that much justice. I had a feeling that this could be a fast sale. I wasn't sure. I'm going to share the screen here. So yeah, there you go. Look at how wide leg those are. So when I found those in the thrift store, I was like, these are coming home with me. $100. And you can see right here, wide leg, high rise. And I think there's a tag somewhere in here that says the vegan. Yeah, here it is. Nope. I thought something said vegan suede somewhere. There it is right there. Vegan suede. This is actually a fall 2025 model. So this is actually a pretty brand new model. But this sold on a nifty best offer, $40.49. So you saw that I had it listed for $44.99. So nifty best offer. So this is going to somebody by the name of Deal by Design, going to California. But they came in, they watched this item. 10 minutes later, Nifty sent a 10% off offer and got that deal done. Love it. I paid $5 at the thrift, and I think this was a crazy fast sale too. Yeah, sold same day. So I listed these on Saturday. They sold Saturday. Just hours. So Saturday was a good day. That Eddie Bauer sold same day. These Banana Republic sold same day, within a few hours. And I have another one that sold same day that I haven't showed you yet, Saturday, and they were all good sales. So my profit after fees and shipping on these are gonna be, wait for it. So eBay is gonna pay me out. So of the $41.49, eBay is gonna pay me out $34.41 after I bought the shipping label and after I paid their fees. So $34.41 is the payout. I paid $5 for these, so that's gonna be $29 in profit. And again, hours on these, a couple of hours. Crazy. So I think I only had 8 sales on Saturday, but 3 of the items sold within hours. Isn't that wild? And they were all like big dollar items. So that's out the door. Made some money this weekend, I'll tell you that. Now that I'm like kind of digging into the profits from some of these items, like it's a good weekend. Made some cash. Next up, little bread and butter piece here. You know I like Joseph A. Bank. This one's nothing fancy. It is a 100% merino wool. This is a sweater vest, like a V-neck sweater vest. This was on sale for 10% off, and Nifty sent a 10% off offer. I usually price these like $23 to $25. The vests, probably I shouldn't have priced it that high, but whatever. It sold for $18.87. I only pick up the Joseph A. Bank vests if they're wool, silk, or cashmere. I don't pick up the cotton ones or the Pima cotton ones. They just don't move. But I do pick up merino wool, silk, and cashmere on those Joseph A. Bank sweaters. V-necks, like the quarter zips, do a little bit better. And I'm trying to think of what else really does better. Kind of like textured pattern ones, like cable knit kind of styles, actually tend to do a little bit better, although I don't find them too often. But anyway, this one's $18.87. I paid $5. How long did this take to sell? It took almost a year to sell, so I was just priced too high. I should have probably priced this at $19.99 right off the bat, but I learned my lesson. The sweaters do a little bit better, like a sweater vest. I think $19.99 is a better price. The sweaters I priced more like $23.99, which is where I was at on this one, and that was just too much. But you live and you learn. This one's out the door, $18.89. Going to McDonough, Georgia. Found a Y2K Ralph Lauren corduroy button-down shirt. Thought I had a banger. Got it to the front of the store in the light, full light, stains and holes. Yeah, can't believe I didn't see it when I took it. It happens. We all make those mistakes, but I'm glad you found it before you left. They're not wearing that in St. Peter's right now. That's near me, and we've had a heat wave. Yeah, I imagine they're like traveling somewhere or something, or stocking up for the winter or whatever. I don't know that there's really. That's like a batten down the hatches type of jacket. That's not like that's a type of jacket I couldn't even really wear that here in Asheville because it just so rarely gets that cold here. Like that's like you live in the mountains of Colorado cold, and you're gonna wear that in like December, January, February, maybe March, but that's it. I mean that is like super super warm. Like it is a blizzard outside type of jacket. is that one right there. I don't know if anyone's wearing that anywhere in the country right now. Next up is an order for this is a good one. This sold a little quicker than I thought it was going to sell. Got a Psycho Bunny here. It's a little off brand for Psycho Bunny. This sold in 28 days. With Psycho Bunny, I'm usually looking for like kind of like big, bold, flashy things seem to do really well. So this is Psycho Bunny, and you can see the logo right there. This is a plaid button-down shirt. It's more like an LL Bean type of style. I guess it's a button-up, but it's kind of got more LL Bean vibes to me than it does Psycho Bunny vibes. This sold in 28 days, and it sold, is that full? I think that's full asking price, $26.99 on this one. So I'll take it. I paid $5 at the thrift store. And this is going to Hialeah, Florida. To David. So nice sale right there. I kind of thought that one might sit around for a little while. It's a long sleeve, button-up shirt, plaid. It's got like fall vibes to me. Fall LL Bean vibes, but we'll take it. Sold in 28 days, less than a month. And after fees and shipping, eBay's going to pay me out $19.62. So I'm going to make $14.50-ish off this item because I paid $5 at the thrift store. In less than a month, that's a W right there. And it's definitely a W. Next up is bread and butter piece here. These really aren't a great pickup. I still do pick up some of them if I like the pattern of it. So the brand here is Charles Curate. Pants do a little bit better, like slacks and khakis do a little bit better for me in Charles Curate. And even the polo shirts actually do a little bit better. But the button-up shirts like this, even though they're very high quality, British brand, very high quality. The resale value for them just isn't great. Honestly, the best price for these is probably something like $17.99. I think I had this one priced at like $18.99 or $19.99. It was 10% off in my store because I ran a sale for the weekend. And then Nifty sent another 10% off on an offer here. So this went out the door for $15.28. The button-up shirts, they're a little bit better if they have French cuffs. It's just a low sell-through rate brand, and you got to get that. You got to have them priced in the teens to get them to move. So this took over a year to sell, but that's why I run those sales from time to time. Got that 10% off sale going over the weekend on eBay, and that's why I always have those nifty auto offers turned on so you can just get stuff like this moving. Got to clearance it out if it didn't work. I do like that pattern. That's why I picked that one up. I thought it would kind of stand out, as people are searching eBay and there's hundreds of those shirts. I was like, a good photo of that really nice pattern. I think we can get it to go. Well, it took over a year. I took 20% off to get it out the door. So not a great pickup, but I will repeat, I do like picking up the pants, and I do like picking up the polo shirts. Although I don't find polo shirts or pants nearly as often as I find the button-up shirts, the dress shirts. Also, suits and blazers from Charles Curate, great sellers. Love selling suits and blazers. So the shirts, mediocre at best. Suits and blazers, home run finds. I love finding those. So every brand has stuff that works and stuff that doesn't work so well. Let's keep this moving. We got a lot of sales still to do. It was a good weekend. Some heavy hitter sales. This is a brand that has just been tank city. So you hear me talk about this a lot. Golf apparel, these golf brands, they go up and down really, really fast. Like golf fashion moves fast. If you ever have like a man in your life that says like, oh, I don't care about fashion, these golf fashion moves so quick. They care about the label, they care about the brand, they care about the look. This golf stuff, it just changes so quickly. So anyway, this is William Murray, and this brand is just fallen off the face of the earth. Really nice patterns on these. This one's like I don't know. But this is kind of off-brand for them too. Most of their stuff is like golf stuff. This one's a linen blend, like short sleeve shirt. It's like a camp style shirt. So it's kind of off-brand. But paid $5 for it, sold for $21.58. This was on the double sale. So 10% off eBay, 10% off Nifty, basically 20% off. We got it gone. The shirt sat around for a while. I thought because it was linen blend, it would be good. Took over a year to sell. Brand has just tanked. And really what's happened is they increased distribution on it, right? So there's so much supply of it out there now. And so supply is high and demand's gone down because people have moved on to other brands like Roback, and Good, and Breezy. They've moved on to every year there's like a few new hot golf brands that come out, and it kind of takes some of the wind out of the sales of ones that were hot 3 or 4 years ago. It's just how it goes. It happens really quickly with golf. That one's out the door. That's why I run those sales. You got to move that old inventory, and honestly, 5 into 21 and change isn't bad at the end of the day. I should have just priced that cheaper to begin with. Next two sales, absolute bangers, y'all. This is another new. So look, I've been running this business now for 8 years. I've been full-time with this for 5.5 years. Every single week, I'm buying and selling brands that I've never even heard of before. This is the second one that we're shipping out just today of a brand that I've never heard of before. It's called McDonald New Zealand. And this is made with possum, merino, and mulberry silk. Brand new with tags. Never heard of this before. Sold for $75 on a best offer. I paid $5 for this at a thrift store. Never heard of it before. You always got to be learning. There's always new brands coming out there. There's just so many brands out there. You can never know all of them. You just always got to be learning. And stuff goes in fashion, goes out of fashion. But generally, good rule of thumb here, if you see New Zealand on an item, it's worth looking up. If you see Ireland or Scotland on an item, worth looking up. And of course, if you see possum merino wool, then you're I guess it's not wool. I think it's wool blend. What is this made of? And mulberry silk. If you see items with like wool or silk, or you strange things like alpaca or rabbit hair, let's see what the tag says. It's 55% merino wool, 35% possum fur, and 10% mulberry silk. I mean, I know that y'all would have looked this up if you found it, especially because it's new with tags too. But $75 on this. I paid $5 at a thrift store. I feel like it might have taken a month or so to sell. It took 89 days to sell, so almost 3 months on this. So I had it priced at, I think, $89.99. Got that $75 offer. I was like, see you later. I got $5 into it. So what a cool find. What a freaking cool find that is. So that's the second brand that just from this weekend that I sold that I had never heard of before. So you just always got to be learning. I don't care how long you've been doing this. You cannot know it all. And by the way, we're in the fashion business, and fashion by definition changes very quickly. So you always got to be learning if you're going to be in this biz. This is going internationally too. I bet you this is going to either Australia or New Zealand is my guess. I know it's going international because it's going to Glendale Heights, Illinois, which is the address of eBay's international shipping center. So I'm going to ship this to them. eBay's got to take care of it the rest of the way. But you can look at the final shipping destination. If you go into the order details, I can go to show recipient address. It won't show me like the street address, but it will show me where it's going to. So yep, it's going to Ivanhoe East, Victoria, Australia. So good one to look for, y'all. McDonald's, New Zealand. If you see anything with New Zealand in the name, it's worth looking up. It's typically going to be like a merino wool is what I'll find from there. You can find some brands, they'll be rare, but you'll find like brands that are New Zealand made that can be worth some really good money. So my payout after shipping and fees from eBay is going to be $59.84, and I paid $5. So we're talking about $54.84 in profit on this thing right here. And I'm using my free eBay shipping supply bag right there too. That is awesome. Great sale right there. And it got another banger. I'm telling you, just like banger after banger this weekend. It was great. Fast sales too. This one, I think this might have been like 4 days to sell on this next one. 4 days. And so for $49.99, I paid $5 at the thrift store. Fall Raven flannel right here. $49.99. This one's going internationally too. It's going to the eBay. It's going to Glendale Heights. So where the heck are you going to? Now I'm curious. Any guesses? I would say it's probably going to like Norway or Sweden. Let's see here. I was wrong. It's going to Madrid. It's going to Madrid, Spain. Ponzo shirt, rich man walking. What's up, Surfy? Is possum fur blended with merino? It's possum fur blended with merino wool. That's a wild find. Isn't that crazy? Sometimes people donate a new tag item because it got flawed, so you always have to look. Had some Joseph A. Bank new tag shirts at my thrift with blood stains on the shoulders. Yuck. Does Nifty suggest a sale price? It does not. Thought I was going to strike out in Maryland, but found 4 Ralph Lauren blazers and 3 Brooks Brothers blazers. Total is going to be $39.97. Let's go, Swiss. Nice. You'll make a few hundo off those. I like it. Bought a new with tags t-shirt. I didn't check for flaws when it sold. I noticed all the flaws. Canceled the sale because I could not sell it at that price I was asking. Buyer was very upset. People will get upset about anything, but you did the right thing. You're a human being, which means you're going to make mistakes, and you acknowledge the mistake, cancel the order. Nothing you can do. So After shipping and fees, this is going to Madrid. The great thing about the eBay International program is you don't have to worry, or the eBay International Shipping Program is that you don't have to worry about anything beyond shipping this to Glendale Heights, Illinois, and eBay's going to take care of the rest of it. And the buyer even paid eBay for like the shipping internationally. It didn't even come to me. It goes right to eBay. eBay's got to take care of all that stuff. So after shipping and fees, eBay's paying me out $38.87. I paid $5 at the thrift store just the other day. So I'm going to make $33.87 off this one right here. So awesome sale. Haven't even paid the credit card bill. Got the profit. Love it. Love it. Next up is, I'm telling you, just been banger city this weekend with the sales and a lot of fast ones. This one was on the double sale, so 10% off on my eBay sale that I had 1,000 items in my store, and then 10% off nifty best offer on this. Vintage Polo Ralph Lauren. The model here is Holton. It's actually kind of a cool shirt. It's got flat pockets on the front, on the chest. You can see one right there, and one. Yeah, you can kind of see the second one. But 2 flat pockets, and it's got a like a, I guess it's like a check, like a gingham check kind of pattern on it too. But really cool shirt. Sold for $23.39. I think I had this priced closer to $30, like $28.99, just because it's just an uncommon shirt with those flat pockets with the buttons on the front. So anyway, $23.39. I paid $5 at the thrift store. Could I have hung out a little bit longer and gotten more money for that shirt? Maybe, but I gave it a chance. It had already been listed for 250 days, so my price was just too high. Ran that sale, 10% off nifty best offer on the top of that too. It's out the door, and we made profit. I paid $5 for it. And we'll see what the payout is here on this one. So after shipping and fees, eBay's paying me out $17.22. I paid $5, so I'm making $12 off this shirt right here. Probably just had it priced too high. If I bought this shirt today at the thrift store, if I came home with it, I'd probably still price this at $28.99. Maybe I should learn from my mistake and price it at like $24.99 maybe. But anyway, it's sold for $23.39. It's a cool shirt. You would think that it would be able to get a little bit more money. It's a good size too, size extra large, but I thought those flat pockets would get that thing moving and grooving, but sometimes you just don't know. Got another international. It's interesting. People must have had America on their mind over the weekend. Here's another international sale with the World Cup and the bicentennial. How many total international sales? I guess it's just these 3. But it's like 3 out of the last 4 sales are eBay international sales. So here's a pair of Levi's 560. These are loose fit, tapered leg, in style right now, good seller. This is one of the models to keep an eye out for. 560, 569, 559. Those are like the kind of more relaxed and loose fit models. Also the 527 and the 517, which are the boot cuts, are really hot right now. But this sold for full asking price, $25.99 plus the buyer's paying shipping. I paid $6 at the thrift for these, and these are shipping overseas. I wonder where these are going to. So we had one going to Australia, one going to Spain. This one's going to Mexico City. Pair of jeans in the middle of the summer. I'm sure it's nice and cool in Mexico City right now. Yeesh. These are men's size 46 by 29. I did put the keyword Y2K in the item title there too, because that 560 loose fit is very much a Y2K fit, which is why I put that on there. They are not from Y2K in terms of, they're not from 2000 or 2002. It's a modern pair of Levi's with a Y2K style, or a Y2K fit, I should say. So nice sale here. After shipping and fees, eBay is going to pay me out $24.27, and I'm going to pay. And I paid $6 for these. So I'm going to make $18 off this pair of Levi's here. I wonder how many Levi's I've sold so far this year. I haven't done like a checkup on this. Levi's do slow down for me in the summertime, for sure. I'm up to 128 pairs of Levi's sold on the year. Last year, I sold 225. So I'm on pace for about 250. So I'm going to maybe beat last year. And I think I will beat last year because I usually sell Levi's like crazy September, October, November, December. I'll probably sell like 30 pairs a month just from like September, October, November, those 4 months. So I should sell somewhere around 120 pairs in the fall through the early winter. So if I'm already at 128 right now, I think I'm probably going to get closer to like I'll probably be closer to like 250 or I'd say probably, my guess is probably 260 to 270, kind of in that range is where I'll probably finish the year. So every year Levi's is one of my top 5 brands in terms of number of units sold. And the big reason is because I find so many of them, right? But it sells. It doesn't always sell fast, but Levi's is going to be a top 5, probably top 3 in terms of units sold for me this year, maybe top 2. Curious about everyone's thoughts. Do you thrift stores like Goodwill intentionally have crappy lighting so that we don't have the stains before buying, asking for a friend? I don't think that that's intentional. I think it's just cheap. And they're oftentimes taking over other stores, right? And they're not replacing the lighting that already exists in there because they don't want to spend the money. But if you go into some of these newer Goodwill stores, they actually have pretty good lighting. But oftentimes they're taking over like older storefronts, right, that they got for cheap, and they're not doing full remodels. Mine has several lights that are just out. Yeah. A low level of give a shit is kind of common too, right? Does Canali blazer take time to sell? Just totally depends on the blazer. You know, it would be impossible for me to answer that. You know, you could, yeah, two blazers from Canali, one can sell in a day and the other one can sell in, you know, in 6 months. It's, you know, it kind of depends on, I would look at similar blazers on that are Canali. They're like similar style or similar model to the one that you found. And I would look at the sell-through rate for those ones and look at the average sale price. But like a brand, you know, you're not selling a brand, you're selling an item, right? We don't sell brands, we sell items. And there's certain things from brands that sell really well and certain things that don't. Certain patterns tend to be on brand for some brands, and certain patterns tend to be off brands for some brands. You know, LL Bean has a different vibe than, I'm trying to think of, like, using the example from before, Psycho Bunny and LL Bean have two different vibes. Things that are on brand for LL Bean tend to be off brand for Psycho Bunny, if that makes sense. LL Bean's like, you know, plaids, earth tones, and Psycho Bunny's like bright, loud colors, stripes, that kind of thing. All right, we got another one. John, I see your order over on chris@peak.com. Thanks so much. We'll get you shipped right out. That's awesome. John, are you here in the live? Got an order for John going out to Virginia. Got an order of our Black Mountain, this is named after the town that the coffee is roasted in. The Black Mountain Range is also the highest range east of the Rockies here in the U.S. So it's home to Mount Mitchell, which is the highest of the Rockies in the U.S., Mount Mitchell. So Black Mountain Dark Roast, big, bold, but not too bold. What I always tell people about this cup of coffee, if you like dark roast, but you hate like really bitter or really one note, you'll like this. It's got to have a nice kind of creamy mouthfeel to it. It's a blend of 3 beans from Honduras. It's fair trade, organic, just delicious coffee. It's got to have a little bit more breadth and it's a little bit less roasty than most dark roast. A lot of dark roasts are just like roast, dark. This one's a little bit more on the medium side of dark roastiness. So I think you're going to really enjoy this cup of coffee, or this bag of coffee. I'm going to get a lot of cups of coffee out of this bag. Thank you so much. That's JT. You got to let me know what you think. You got to let me know. Some fresh coffee heading your way. the story behind the dark roast. This is the third coffee that we launched. We started with our medium roast, and then we launched our seasonal light roast. And then we wanted to do a dark roast. And we launched this all in 2023. And this one launched in November. We went up to the roastery. They prepared 5 different blends for us. One of them wasn't a blend, but 5 different blends of dark roast. And we did a blind tasting, Kim and I, and we chose our favorite one from that tasting. And that's what's in this bag right here. And there were definitely 2 standouts out of the 5 for us based on our taste. And they put that together based on, we've been doing business with them already for 6 months or so. And we had been up there and we tasted a lot of coffees. So they kind of knew what our palates were. So that's why they put together those 5 for us. And we picked this one, and that became our Black Mountain Dark Roast. Super fun experience. We did that, by the way, on a TikTok live, and shared all that experience with y'all, which is really cool. Good fun, I'll tell you. John, you're going to get a shipping confirmation here in just a moment. Still got another eBay order to get out the door. But thank you so much, John, for believing in us and ordering a bag of coffee, supporting our small business here. You're also supporting Dynamite Roasting, who roasts our coffee for us. You're supporting their small business, 15 employees. So, just classic small business here in Western North Carolina. So you're supporting them too. So I appreciate that. All right. You got a shipping confirmation in your inbox, John, with your tracking information. This is only going to Virginia. So my guess is that you'll have this by Thursday. So fresh coffee heading your way, John. Thanks so much. You still got another minute or two on the live here. If you want to get in a coffee order, I'll ship it out right on the live, just like we did for John. I'll stop what I'm doing and get it out to you. Thank you, John. And I just dropped the link down below in the chat. There's also that link is in the description of this video. If you're on Instagram, you can check out the website and grab a bag of coffee by clicking on my name and just going to my profile, and you'll see the website right there. And if you're lost about all that stuff, just go to chris@peak.com, just like my name, Chris, and you'll find it. If I were going to do anything next, South Texas, although tequila is really hot right now, I would rather do I'd rather do a bourbon, but I wouldn't do my own brand. I would probably, if anything, I would offer a barrel pick. So we could go to a distillery and we could select a single barrel and say, we can taste different barrels, and we could say, we want that one. That will be the Chris at Peak pick. And do that. But I'm not going to go through the rigmarole of developing an alcohol brand. There's so much red tape and all that stuff. And if there's anything I don't like, it's red tape that I do not like. I want nothing to do with it. Still a great haul, but I will say Maryland Goodwill near the border is dishonest because they say in fine print you have to be a member with them to get the 50% off, and it takes 24 hours. I've been to a store that did that one time before. I wonder if you could have signed up before you got out there. Could you have gone on their website and done it or something? But yeah, I went to a place that had a 50% off sale, and I was like, oh, cool, I'll get in on that, And then it was yeah, but you have to be a member. I was like, all right, well, sign me up to be a member. And they're like, well, we can, but then you can't get the 50% off sale today. It's not good until tomorrow or something. And I was like, but you're not running the 50% off sale tomorrow, right? I'm like, I'm here now. They're like, yeah, that's the way it is. I'm like, yeah, it's dumb, but it's your house, your rules, Black Mountain Rag, good song. Who sings that? I don't know if I can think of that one right now. What niche have you had the most success with reselling on eBay? I'm primarily clothing and shoes. I'm 90% clothing, probably 90% clothing, 9% shoes, and 1% miscellaneous. But I've sold all kinds of stuff over the years. It's just as this business has gone on, I got really broad for a couple of years and was selling basically everything. I was probably 50% clothing, and the other 50% was all kinds of crap. And then now it's kind of shrunk back down to mostly clothes, and I've just kind of developed into that niche. Is that the one I've had the most success with? Probably, just because I've been putting more focus into it. But you can niche into pretty much anything as long as your local market has it in abundance in your area. And But my thing is the clothing thing these days. Nice. My longtime girlfriend and I are both coffee addicts. Nice, nice. Oh, I'm happy to serve your addiction in that case. I was there. You're welcome. No, thank you. You're welcome, or whatever. Thank you. Been streaming too long. Next up, this is the last order of the day. Then we'll take a look at what's already. Maybe I got some offers and stuff that have come in since we went live. But got a FootJoys Dry Joys. I don't know if I'm going to be able to show this to you. Yeah, kind of. You can kind of see where it says Dry Joys right there. So the Dry Joys is FootJoys line of like rain resistant stuff. So this is a half, like a short sleeve golf quarter zip. Is it full zip? No, it's a quarter zip. Or no, it's a half zip. I'm sorry. But FootJoys Dry Joys. You know, the market's come down on these. This used to be one of my favorite things to find is these Dry Joys from FootJoy, but they just don't sell like they used to sell. This one went out the door for $28.99. I used to price these like mid to upper 30s and take offers, but this one I priced, that was my full asking price, $28.99. So under $30 is what I'm pricing them now. And it still took 72 days to sell. And we're in golf season, you know. This used to be a really quick seller in the 30s for me, but markets go up, markets go down. But I'm still able to make the money on it. A lot of the FootJoy stuff that I used to sell, the jackets and stuff in the 30s, I just price them in the 20s now. Some of the short sleeve, like windbreakery ones, I sell like in the low 20s now. When they used to get like upper 20s, close to 30. Market's changed. But some of this stuff, there's still money to be made. Let's see, did I put a thank you card in there? I did. So I paid $7 for this at the thrift store, and it sold for $28.99, which is my full asking price. I mean, it's still a good profit item right there. It's just not as good as it used to be. It doesn't sell as fast, but after shipping and fees, eBay is going to pay me out $21.69. I paid $7, so I'm still making 14 and change off this item. It's not bad. Not bad. And it's still sold in less than 90 days. So it's still a win. It's just not the win that it used to be, right? Let's take a look at what we got, if we got any offers or sales that have come in since we've been live. Should probably do a better job paying attention to that, but I'm paying attention to y'all, and I'm shipping. So check this out. Since we've been live, this is what's happening on Poshmark. All these offers you can see. That was $45 offer was sent to one liker. Nifty did that. This $44 on a Banana Republic blazer, that was sent out since we were live. $25 offer on a pair of cool pants. An $81 offer on a Polo Ralph Lauren blazer. This is all what Nifty's just been sending out. $42 offer on Banana Republic Bird's Eye blazer right there. So that's the activity that's happening in the background. I haven't even looked at my phone, but that's what's going on. But we haven't gotten any sales since we went live. Let's check eBay. No sales since we went live. But we got a couple of offers. So I got this Alaskan hard gear. It's like a kind of a duck camo from Duluth Trading. And it's a goose down puffer vest. I got it listed $35.99. You can see right now, see how it's like a strike through. So that's on sale for $32.39. And we got an offer on it. So let's see. The offer's for $25. So I'm just going to counter offer at my $32.39 because it's already on sale for 10% off. And this is actually a really good seller in a good size. So I'm going to do just that full sale price. And I'm just going to add a little message that says it's on sale for 10% off. until Wednesday. Thanks. I don't usually put notes in offers. This is the only time I'll do it. I'm basically explaining to them why I'm responding with the price that it's listed at because it's already on sale. So I don't do that. Otherwise, I don't write messages in there. It's just negotiation is numbers. I don't need words for it. But in this case, I just wanted to explain to them like why I'm countering at full price because it's not actually full price. It's already 10% off. Now, if that was an item that wasn't recently listed and I didn't think was going to sell for that price, I'd get it gone for like 25 or maybe $29.99 or something, meet them halfway. But in this case, this item will sell for $32, $39, no problem. It could sell for $35. It's a really great pattern. It's goose down. So I'm not, I don't feel like I'm being a bully there. I'm just being, hey, 10% off. You want it? Come and get it. It's not the only strategy I use. Sometimes I'll take that lower offer too. It just depends. That's not an old item though, so I haven't had it long. So I started full time 2 weeks ago. Let's go! Congrats. That's really cool. How's it feel to be full time? Right? Does it feel different? Like, kind of what are you feeling? I've got 145 listings up. What tips do you have for someone going all in? I would say quadruple those listings as quick as you possibly can. I would say sounds like you're an everything seller, so you might have items that are $200 or $300 items. I don't know, but my guess is that you probably are going to need a lot more listings in order to get the income that you're looking for. So I would be like, you gotta go, homie. Like, let's go. So when I first left my job in 2020 in December, I had something like 450 listings, and my goal was to get up to 850 listings, so like plus 400 by March 1st. And I said, I'm not going to do anything else. I used to have a career coaching business too, doing any work. I'm just going to go all in to, basically doubling my inventory and get to 800 plus. Cause I felt like once I was at 800 plus, I'd be able to make enough money that it wasn't going to replace my income at 800 plus, but it was going to get me to a comfortable income that what me and my wife needed at that point in time. And so I just set myself a number and I went after it and I hit it. And I hit that number. I told myself, I'm not going to take any clients until I hit that number. And once I hit that number, if I feel a calling to take on some more clients, then I will do it. But I'm not going to do it now because I need the money or because I want to boost my income. I'm only going to do it after that, March 1st date. And if I feel a calling to take on another client, and I haven't taken another client since. So I just have been happy with being all in on the reselling business and the content that goes with it and all that stuff. So that's my story. So I would say set yourself a freaking number and just go for it, and don't allow there to be any excuses, and don't let anyone stand in your way, and don't let yourself any trap doors. For me, a trap door would have been like, take on a client, for 100, and start making $160 an hour, doing the client work again. I was like, nope, I'm not going to allow myself to trap door. I'm going to go for this number. Pick a date, pick a number, and just roll with it. And wishing you the best. It's exciting times for sure for you. I'm sure there's probably some anxious times as well, but either way, I hope hope you just crush it out. Depending on what your margins are, bare minimum 4 times that number. I'm still part-time and have just under 700. Nice. Everyone's business is a little different. I'm not going to propose a number for somebody else because I don't know what you're selling. I don't know your income needs. Don't know enough about your goals or whatever. So I won't give somebody else a number, but you figure out what your number is and then just go for it. No excuses. I'm not saying it's just bad buy stuff either, but I'm under 200 listings for a full-time seller. It gives me anxiety reading. I hear you. Everybody's business is a little different. Again, it's not for me to tell you or prescribe a number, but I would prescribe instead, choose a number, go for it. No excuses. You have to do it. That's all I got for you today. Let me just check one more thing. Thank you again, John. I appreciate your order. I hope you enjoy the coffee that's going out today. I'm going to drop that off at the post office. Thanks, everyone, for hanging out today. I had a good time. It's a lot more fun shipping with y'all than it is just shipping and talking to myself here in this office. So thanks for spending some time today. Hope you find some great stuff if you're out and about. Hope you have some great sales. If you're taking some time with your feet up, maybe work on that suntan. And we'll see you again next Monday. In the meantime, I'm going to be pumping out reels and daily sales and daily finds. to keep the good vibes rolling and keep the education going. So we'll see you next Monday, somewhere around noon-ish Eastern time. We'll ship out some orders. We'll talk shop. And in the meantime, have an awesome